Beautiful. It's a word we use to describe people, landscapes, animals, basically anything. But have you ever used it to describe a video game? Yeah, you can use it to describe the landscapes, the characters, basically the same stuff as real life, but have you ever thought of a video game as a whole being beautiful? Well, I believe that no better video game earns that title more than Life is Strange, a 2015 story-based choices game made by Don't Nod Entertainment and published by Square Enix. In the game, we follow 18-year-old Max Caulfield as she revisits her hometown of Arcadia Bay and attends her old school of Blackwell Academy, in which she reunites with her childhood best friend, Chloe Price, and eventually learns that she has the ability to rewind time. We follow Max and Chloe as she uses her powers to find out more about the mysteries in Arcadia Bay, as well as find out more about the disappearance of Chloe's other best friend, Rachel Amber. Now, I will try my best not to spoil too much of the game as well. It has a really good twist that I don't want to spoil, so as much as I want to tell you how great this twist was and how amazingly foreshadowed it was, I won't tell you. So, you are gonna have to go and play the game yourself and experience it. But what makes Life is Strange such a beautiful game? Well, let's talk about it. For me, one of the biggest things is the music. The soundtrack to the game is by far the best of any game. Calming, nostalgic, and peaceful songs. Believe me, you will not believe how hard the guitar riff that plays at the start of the game hits when you don't play the game for a while. That opening guitar riff, however, is far from the only amazing song. There are tons of other songs in this game that are way better, such as American Girl by Sid Matters.
To all of you American girls, it's sad to...
And probably the best in my opinion, Mount Washington by The Local Neighbors. In fact, Life is Strange's soundtrack is unlike any other soundtrack in a video game, ever. It's the type of music that you would listen to while on the bus or walking or just doing anything really. Another amazing thing about this game is the nostalgic atmosphere the game gives off, and it's not unintentional. The game is purposely made to be this nostalgic, as the game is oftentimes set during the day or during the bright sunset. Childhood also plays a major role in the story, with Max reuniting with her old friends and going back to her old hometown. The previously mentioned music also contributes to the nostalgic factor of the game as well. Acoustic guitars just have the ability to make anything sound nostalgic. Have you ever listened to an acoustic guitar? Anyway, next up is the game just feels real. The characters actually act and speak like teenagers that live in a small town like Arcadia Bay. The photography teacher as well, Mark Jefferson, actually acts like a real teacher. Not only that, but the game also mentions different types of media such as Blade Runner and Cannibal Holocaust, which isn't really common in a lot of other video games. A lot of video games don't really actually use the titles and make mention of real-life movies and TV shows, but Life is Strange does. Now, I've seen tons of reviews and comments saying that they wish they could forget this game and experience it all over again. And well, I agree with that. When I booted this game up for the first time, I thought this would just be another video game that I'd play occasionally amongst a sea of 100 plus other video games in my Steam library. But then American Girl started playing and I realized this game was special. I played this game for like 3 hours on my first session, which is something that I never do on my first session on playing a video game. Usually it's like 40 to 60 minutes, but not for Life is Strange. Not only that, but in one day, I already had 6 hours of playtime on the game. And 2 days later, I'd completed the story. Now, this game does have 2 endings, so I decided to restart the game and try and get the second ending, which is something I'm still doing. I'm actually on my second playthrough right now. I'm on episode 4. Yeah, this game does only have 2 endings, which is very low compared to other choice-based video games such as Detroit Become Human or The Quarry, but do keep in mind that this was Dontnod's second game they ever made, and each episode was longer than their first game's script. So, they did a very good job with what little experience they had and what limited resources they could work with. So, should you get Life is Strange? Yes, 100%. You may not consider yourself to be an avid gamer or may not be someone who's into choice-based games. I mean, that was me before I played Life is Strange. Before Life is Strange, I was heavily involved in the FPS scene, but now, dude, I've played a bunch of choices games. Ever since I got Life is Strange, I've played Detroit, I've played The Walking Dead, basically a lot of choice-based games ever since I got this game. Now, I'm not saying that you should go out and buy a whole bunch of choice-based games after Life is Strange, just play the game. The first original episode of Life is Strange is free on Steam, so you can check it out. And both the original and remaster have really, really good Steam reviews, so you won't just be taking my word for it, but also the words of 160,000 Steam users. The game does have a couple sequels, though I have only played a little bit of Before the Storm, so I cannot comment on whether or not those games are actually good. Although, taking a look at the reviews, they seem to be pretty alright and also look to be worth a try. So feel free to check those out as well. So, that's Life is Strange, the best and most beautiful game I've ever played. Once again, check out the original first episode on Steam. It's for free, download it and have a try. I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed. Anyway fellas, that's the end of the video. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.